After the break, it's the Highlight Zone just today, named Best Sportscast by the Indiana Broadcasters Association. Glenn and Andy are up next after the break.
You can't see us!
Well, I can see you!
Lewis takes the field! Against Concordia, too!
Next on the Highlight Zone!
You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Glenn Marini. Sports coverage you can count on with the Highlight Zone starts now.
You can hear a pin drop. I'm not even gonna lie.
Since we won it last year, we're trying to do the same thing this year. We feel like we could do it again.
Everybody got the championship mindset right now. Everybody got the mindset that we're chasing 12.
These opportunities aren't promised to you.
It's not often you get to host a defending championship.
The last 3 years, and I think it's a big deal, you know.
We're ready for this one.
Plus the Lures, period.
After handing out candy earlier this week for Halloween, tonight it's all about handing out the hardware. 7 sectional title games involving local teams. We got them all for you, including 3 SAC versus SAC matchups. And we start in 3A, and we start at Lewis Field. Andy McDonald joins us with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Andy.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. Bishop Lures is on a high-speed chase for state title number 12. There is no mystery when it comes to the history of these two programs. Concordia won the 3A state championship last season. Lures already has 11 state titles in their trophy case, and they're chasing 12 this year. Concordia at Bishop Lures. That's your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. These two teams met in week 4 with Concordia winning 28-7, but tonight was a new night. Ty Hambright led the charge for the Knights. He powers in for the score 7-0, and he wants to just keep feeding him. Late in the first half, these Cadets are the reigning champs for a reason. Preston curling grand for Concordia. That ties it up at 7-up. 17 seconds left in the first half. Norman Kanapke to Justin Gaston in the corner of the end zone for the score. The Knights take the lead 13-7 at the break. But a full moon is over Lures Field. Opening drive of the half. Here comes more Hambright around the edge, eludes the tackler, and right into your living room. No cameraman was harmed in the making of these highlights. The senior wants to carry this Lures tradition. He punches it in a few plays later, 20-7. Due to injuries, though, Concordia is on their third-string quarterback, the freshman Brandon Davis, making plays at the varsity level. Scrambles around and then throws it back over the middle. It's tipped and right into the waiting arms of Marcus Morrow. It's 20-14 into the fourth quarter we go when Davis trying to make some more magic himself. He scrambles around to the right, lobs it up, but Lures Gaston is there for the pick. That will seal it. Hambright gets a big hug from Dad. Lures raises the sectional trophy at long last as they win 20-14.
It means a lot coming out here our senior year, coming out here and doing something we wanted to do our whole life. Man, we've been led by some seniors previous years. They had nice skill, but they led us up to where we at today.
Especially when Ty gets fired up, you see these guys rally around that. He is the heart and soul of this team, and he knows that in crunch time that ball is going to be in his hands.
What's it like having him there watching you and almost enjoying it more than you?
Embarrassing. No, my dad is crazy. I love having my dad at the games. He's one of the reasons why I play football today and why I love it so much.
Embarrassing, that's what dads do. Mishawaka Marion, they actually beat Jimtown 21-7 tonight, meaning Lures will host them next week. Concordia finishes 7-5 on the year. Glenn, back to you.
Redemption from the regular season for Lures. Hey, that was 3A. How about in 4A, another SAC versus SAC showdown? Wayne and Dwenger at Bishop Darcy Stadium. These two met in week 1. Saints won it by 15 early in the first. That's Dalen Hart with the touchdown, and Wayne, hey, out to a 7-zip lead. Dwenger's Patrick O'Keefe hands it to Chip Clark, who had that big touchdown against New Haven last week. Chip is in. We're knotted at 7. Now 14-7 Saints. O'Keefe to the air, and it's Griffin Eifert. I wonder if there's any athleticism or football talent in that family. 21-7, Dwenger out in front. But Wayne goes to the big guy, Craig Young. One of the top juniors in the state gets in to cut it to 21-14. Third quarter now. O'Keefe hands it to T.J. McGarry, and he is in. The Saints doubling up. Wayne 28-14. Later in the fourth, it's Patrick O'Keefe handed it to who else but Chip Clark. C squared in for a Saints TD. 35-14 as Dwenger goes on to win this one 41-20. The Saints are sectional champs.
It's awesome. It means so much to these seniors that put in the work all off season. We've been out here since August putting in work, trying to get to this point and put a 17 on the banner at Dwenger.
As a senior, this feels great. I mean, this is 1 of 4, hopefully. We want to go to state as the optimum goal. This is just a logistical goal right here.
So who will Dwenger get next week at regionals? How about undefeated Angola with another road trip this week? The 5th-ranked Hornets at number 12 Culver, third quarter. Culver up 17-14, but this is Chase Schnepf with his 3rd touchdown of the game as Angola takes a 21-17 lead. Hang on to your hats, folks. 4th quarter, Culver back in the lead after a touchdown, but Eric Cockcroft kicks a 39-yard field goal to tie it at 24. Now, Culver would march the ball down the field. Final seconds of regulation. They can win it with a field goal, but special teams coming up huge for Angola. Angola blocks it to force overtime, tied at 24. Culver gets the ball first in OT. They score here, but, and this is a huge but, they miss the PAT. So Angola can win with a touchdown and a PAT. Schnepf again into the end zone. That ties it at 30. Here's the PAT. Cockcroft. And you gotta be kidding me. Angola, what a game this was, wins it at Culver as the Hornets win 31-30 in overtime. They're sectional champs.
It's amazing. I know I'm proud of all my teammates for working their butts off and proud of everybody. And our coaches are unbelievable and they're awesome and I wouldn't want any other coaches.
So they tried to ice you. What are you thinking about in the huddle?
I'm thinking it's a 20-yard field goal. The ice is not very effective.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, our kids are unbelievable. Just made plays, got down, just wouldn't quit. I mean, it's, again, I said it last week, it doesn't surprise me. Our kids are unbelievable. I couldn't be more proud of them.
Love the confidence from the kicker. Hey, Dwenger is at Angola for the 4A regional title next week. That should be a ball game. Hey, no 5A teams from the area alive, so we skip all the way up to 6A. Carroll at Snyder. Panthers beat the Chargers by 62 in week 2. First quarter, they picked up where they left off the last time they faced the Chargers. David Knockerson from Michael Halpert. This is a 69-yard strike, and Snyder just like that, up 7-0, and they were tooting their own horns at Spooler Stadium because it was a pretty good combination, so they try it again. Halpert, Knockerson. This one goes just 65 yards. And we're still in the first quarter, but it's Snyder up 14-0. Knockerson 6 receptions, 164 yards, and 2 TDs. Now, second quarter, they go to the ground. It's Halpert on the keeper, and the senior QB who threw for 206 yards in the air gets one on the ground. It's 21-0 Snyder, and you know what? That's more than enough for this Snyder defense. They take over from there. Justin Kopke coming in with the sack, and then on the very next snap, who else but the big guy, Lawrence Johnson, the future Boilermaker, with the sack right there. Snyder led 31-0 at the half. The Panthers go on to win another sectional title, 52-14.
It feels good. We did it for the guys next to us. We practiced all week, having that mentality. We gotta practice for another week. We gotta go game for game.
It's very special. You know, we are a team that came together right after a bitter loss last year. And we had in our minds that we're going to try our best every game, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, it's a goal that our senior class had at the beginning of the year, and, you know, they get to hold a championship trophy after tonight, and that's always sweet.
Snyder, the sectional champs, move on to host Carmel next Friday night at regionals. 6A Sectional 2, Warsaw trying to knock off a really good Penn team. The Kingsmen 9-1 are ranked 4th in the state. First quarter, well, Penn driving and Penn scoring. Ryan Lynch to George Olson makes it 6-0 Penn. Next possession for Penn, it's Ryan Whiteman, and he goes up the gut for 65 yards and a touchdown as Penn beats Warsaw 40-0. Warsaw season ends with a 6-5 overall record. Well, that does it for the area's biggest schools, but coming up, we've got plenty more playoff football to get to. In 2A, Woodland comes in as the favorite to win the state championship, but with Central Noble send the Warriors packing. We got highlights from out in Woodburn. In 1A, the Jets of Adams Central looking to slow down the air attack of Southwood. And in Ohio, first round of playoffs, the Hicksville Aces dealt a big game. We're going to jump the border. We got highlights of all 3 of those matchups coming up next in sports.
You want more of the sectional highlights?
Stay tuned for the award-winning Highlight Zone.